having a partial hysterectomy, and I am terrified of that. So I'm like,
I
is
don't
there
know
another plan of
about
action
that.
first?
But it's, you know what's horrible? I hate that that's even an option, you know, regardless if you want to have children or not. I just don't think a hysterectomy should be the solution to all of your problems. We don't know how to fix it, so we'll just, you know,
Do a
take out your
hysterectomy.
insides.
Girl,
you
I
know?
was like, I think I'm gonna skip the hysterectomy.
I mean, are you having symptoms right now from your fibroids?
I am. I'm having extreme heavy bleeding, like extreme, because it's lasting so many days. Yeah. And then I'm also going into what they call amenorrhea, where I don't have any periods, so I won't have a period. It's almost like I'm in premenopause, like too early. So it's like my body won't have a period for a month, and then I'll have very, very heavy, clotty periods, sometimes lasting 10 days, off 10 days, and then starting again 10 days, heavy like that, like crazy right now. So what our plan of action is right now, because I don't even want to have talks about a hysterectomy. Like, that's way too early. You should start having that in like late 40s, 50s, 60s. Like right now, no ma'am. So
and what there's side effects to a hysterectomy. I've heard stories. I don't know how, you know, everything depends on your body and your situation. We both know that. Mm-hmm. But I've heard stories about women who've had hysterectomies have issues sexually.
I wonder. Sometimes a lot of women have a lot of pain. So that's true. A lot of women have a lot of pain.
What about, have you heard of UFE? You know what I promote all the time through UFE Fibroid Centers.
Absolutely. I have tons of friends who've had the surgery as well.
Is that an option for you? Because everything depends on location, how large they are, and all of that. Are you a candidate for UFE?
I am, and it went along the same conversation with the hysterectomy. And I'm just terrified of being cut again from my C-section. But with
the UFE, it's a non-surgical procedure. They don't have to cut you.
That's true. That's true.
So and you're not having kids anymore. I think you should do a little research in the UFE. I can connect you with the representative at USA Fibroid Centers, which they have locations in Atlanta.
Let's do it.
I think that should be an option, because honestly, friend, you're too young to have a hysterectomy.
I'm not having no hysterectomy, girl. Them people got me messed up. And what I'm doing right now is the NuvaRing. So I make myself not have a menstrual. I just continuously take it so I won't have a menstrual.
Well, you take what so you won't have
I use the NuvaRing, so you stick it inside you.
But I've heard stories about that they cause long-term side effects. Is that true? With the NuvaRing?
Everything can give you side effects, especially when it comes to birth control. So any type of birth control totally has side effects. So yes, like me having headaches all the dang old time.
Remember, you were telling me about, I wrote it down because I wanted you to talk about it on the live, because I never heard of it before.
Yeah.
But you told me that you had an option of endometrial ablation, I think you said it was.
It's called an endometrial ablation.
Okay.
And an endometrial ablation. So in August, I go back. Right now, I'm doing the NuvaRing for 3 months to try to see if it lessens my pain, because that's my fibroid side effect, is I'm having a lot of pain. So to lessen the pain, she wants to alleviate the menstrual period. So if you alleviate the menstrual period, the hope is you won't have that cramping feeling where the fibroids are worse. So that's where our plan of action is now. August, we're going to do I'm going to do like a pre-op for endometrial ablation.
But what is the procedure? What do they do with that? How do they?
So basically the procedure in layman's terms are, they go in and kind of burn with hot water your fallopian tubes, so your eggs from your ovaries are unable to travel into the uterus, because it'll be too soft from the ablation. So the eggs won't carry over into the uterus and produce a baby. So basically I would be getting rid of my lining, which will cause no period, which would hopefully alleviate the pain. But that's still not getting rid of the fibroids. It's just taking away the period, which is causing a lot of pain from the fibroids. So
You
I'm
need to
still
look
not
into
fixing the fibroids.
Well, so the ablation situation clearly is for individuals that have no plans on having kids.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
if it thins that lining, how can you hold the baby?
Correct. But they say sometimes after a certain amount of year that it wears off and your fallopian tube regains strength. And some women still get pregnant, you know, I mean, later on, or it's still foul proof. It could still happen. So it's not a 100%, like you said, with the side effects. Everything has a pro and a con. So it's not always a 100% guarantee that all of this stuff is going to work anyway. So,
well, if I were to give you advice on just my opinion, I am not a doctor. I only talk about my situation and what I've been, you know, because I've learned a lot through USA Fibroid Centers. I've learned a lot having fibroids myself. But based on the myomectomy, which you don't want to go through that pain anymore, having a hysterectomy, which you're not willing to do because you're too young, and going through a process of ablation, which clearly you're not going to have clear kids anymore. It just seems like UFE to me is the best option if you're a candidate for that.
yeah.
Because it's non-surgical and you can be up and moving around most likely the next day. And it's a fast procedure. They've been doing it for years. They remove your fibroids. They're gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus going through the different procedures that we just spoke about. What do you think?
I think it would be an option. One of my girlfriends actually had that procedure, and then a few others had actually had a myomectomy. So she had a great experience. She had it in California at Mount Sinai. She didn't have her recovery time, like you said, was very minimal. So it's totally an option for me. I guess I can in August when I go back.
I want you to research on your own, and then I want you to speak to someone in Atlanta at one of the USA Fibroid Center locations so you can set up a consultation, and they'll get really in-depth with you. Also, Dr. UFE is what I call him. But he's a doctor that performs the procedure of UFE. He's done many hundreds of them, and he has so many great stories from women that, you know, when he removed their fibroids, they just come and praise him because no one wants to sit through the situation of the pain, the blood clots, extended menstruation.